In this video, let us see the working of 4-bit ripple carry adder, and later we shall write the Verilog code for this particular ripple carry adder also. This is a diagram for 4-bit ripple carry adder. So simply 4-bit ripple carry adder is nothing but it will add two 4-bit numbers. So if I want to add A and B like this, so here this A will have input which is of size 4-bit. So let us take some random example. So this is 1 1 1 1. This is the particular input that I am taking for A, and coming to B also I am taking same value, which is 1111. So the decimal equivalent for this is 15, and the decimal equivalent for this is also 15. So if I try to add them, 15 plus 15 will give us 30. The same operation we shall perform in the form of binary. See here 1 plus 1. So we know that 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2, and 2 can be represented as 1 0. So 1 plus 1 is carry 1, sum as 0. Next 1 plus 1 plus 1 will give 3. So 3 should be represented as 1 1. So 1 and 1. Again same, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is nothing but 3. So it should be represented as 1 1. Carry is 1 and sum is 1. Next again 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 1 1. So this is the output which I got, and let us check it by using the positional weights. So here the positional weight for this is 2 power 0, which is 1, 2 power 1 2, 4, this is 8, and this is 16. Now try to add them. So 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2. Calculate this and check whether you are getting answer as 30 or not. See here 16 plus 4 is 20, 28 plus 2 is 30. So this is the answer for two 4-bit numbers. So if this is a random example which I have taken, any example you can take. See here this is of size 4-bit. See only 4 bits are there. A has input which is of size 4-bit. Similarly B has input which is of size 4-bit. And see here this is called as sum, and the above terms are called as carry. Now if you observe the diagram of 4-bit triple carry adder, I have taken 4 full adders. Okay, so see here this is A, this is B. So indirectly I have taken it like this. So this is A3, A2, A1 and A0. Similarly B3, B2, B1 and B0. So here this A3 and B3 are called as MSB, most significant bits. A0 and B0 are called as least significant bits. Okay, by using this I have drawn this diagram. So the same example which I have taken here. So here if you compare this one with this particular example, this is A3, A2, A1, A0. This is B3, B2, B1, B0. Okay, so what I'm doing, if I add A0 and B0, I'll get answer as H0. Similarly, at the same time, while adding this, I may get the carry. So I'm calling that carry as C0. Similarly, if I try to add C0, A1 and B1, I'll get answer as sum1 followed by carry. So here the carry that I might get is C1. Now again, if I try to add C1, A2 and B2, I'll get sum as H2, and I may get carry as C2. Similarly, if I add C2, A3 and B3, I'll get sum as S3. Similarly, carry as C3. See here, C in is nothing but initial input. So here initially carry won't be present. So carry can be either 0 or 1. Suppose if initially carry is not there, means C in should be taken as 0. Okay. And later by computing each and every bit, you'll get the answer. You need to start from least significant bit and go towards most significant bit. Now in order to do that, I have taken 4 full adders, which is FA0, FA1, FA2 and FA3. The same thing which I have taken for the example, I have represented this in the form of block diagram. Now suppose for example, if I am taking, in order to compute the LSB answer, which is nothing but sum 0 and C0, suppose if it is taking 10 nanoseconds of time, and same story for this block also, it is also taking 10 nanoseconds of time. This is also taking 10 nanoseconds of time, and FA3 is also taking 10 nanoseconds of time. So my question is, in order to get the entire output, which is nothing but final sum, how much time will it take? I mean approximately it will take 10 nanoseconds plus 10 nanoseconds plus 10 nanoseconds plus 10 nanoseconds. So which is nothing but 40 nanoseconds. So after 40 nanoseconds of delay, I'll get the final output, which is nothing but S3, H2, S1 and S0. This is one of the problem with a ripple carry adder. So S1 is not computed until and unless this value of C0 is provided. Similarly, S2 is not computed until and unless C1 value is provided. Similarly, S3 value is not computed until and unless C2 value is provided. So definitely it will have some amount of delay. Now for this particular module, let us write the Verilog code using Xilinx tool. So in order to write the code, open ISC Design Suite 14.7, double click on it. So click on File, New Project. I'm giving name for this as Ripple Carry Adder. Ripple Carry Adder underscore 4-bit. Next, choose the location. So in order to choose the location, click on these 3 dots here and choose drive D, and in that I'm placing in Xilinx project. Under this I'm placing in DHDV lab. So any location you can choose within your PC. Okay, so location and work directory I've chosen. Next, coming to top level source type, here it is of type hardware description language. Okay, click on next, next and finish. So our project is created by name Ripple Carry Adder. Now we have to write the source code for it. So here I will follow a style called as instantiation. So I'm going back to the figure. See here, initially what I'll do is I'll try to write the Verilog code for this particular module. Okay, I'm treating this one as one module, which is full adder. So initially I'll write the Verilog code for full adder, and I'll start writing the code for Ripple Carry Adder, and within this I'll try to call these full adders as FA0, FA1, FA2 and FA3. Okay, so I'll use the concept of instantiation. So initially I'll write the code for full adder, and again within Ripple Carry Adder I'll try to call them. Okay, instead of writing the code again and again, I'm using the concept of instantiation. Okay, so right click, new source, Verilog module. So here first I have to write the code for full adder. So I'm giving name for this as full adder. Okay, under Verilog module, first I am writing the code for full adder. So click on next, next and finish. Okay, so first in order to write the Ripple Carry Adder, first we have to write the code for full adder. So we already know how to write the code for full adder. So full adder is nothing but it contains 3 inputs as well as 2 outputs. So 3 inputs are nothing but A, B, Cin, and coming to output sum and carry. So I'll write it like this. So first it is carry, next sum, after this A, B, Cin. Next comes port declaration. So port declaration means among this carry, sum, A, B, Cin, which one I am treating as input and output should be declared here. So here we know that output is nothing but carry and sum. Next, coming to input, inputs are nothing but A, B and Cin. Next comes our actual logic. So here I am writing the logic by the concept of gate level modeling. So coming to actual logic, I'll write it in gate level modeling. So in gate level modeling, in order to draw the full adder, we know that it contains 2 XOR gates, 2 AND gates and 1 OR gate. So first XOR gate X1. So coming to XOR gate, so initially it contains output as wire 1 followed by 2 inputs which are A and B. Similarly, coming to AND gate, giving name as X2. So the output for this is W2, inputs are A and B. Next, coming to another XOR gate, so the name for this is X3, and the output for this particular XOR gate is sum followed by inputs are nothing but wire 1 followed by Cin. Next, AND gate, name, this is called as instance name. So the output for this is W3 and inputs are nothing but wire 1 followed by Cin. Next, coming to OR gate, instance name is X5. Output for this particular OR gate is carry and inputs are nothing but wire 2 and wire 3. So initially I've written the code for full adder. Okay, so it contains 2 XOR gates, 2 AND gates and an OR gate. So first XOR gate contains, so output as wire 1, inputs are A and B. Similarly for second AND gate X2, output is wire 2, inputs are A and B. And for XOR it is sum, wire 1 and Cin, and for AND gate the output is wire 3 followed by inputs are nothing but wire 1 and Cin. Okay. Next, coming to OR gate, output is carry, inputs are taken for this particular 2 AND gates. So it is wire 2 and wire 3. So this is a way of writing the code. And here initially we have to declare as wires also. So wires are also there, which is wire 1, wire 2 and wire 3. So first let us synthesize and check whether this particular code is right or wrong. So double click on synthesis, XHT. So no warnings are there, no errors are there. Going back to console window. So it is synthesized successfully. Next, double click on view RTL schematic. See here, this is full adder, which is the name that I've given. Inputs are A, B, CIN, outputs are nothing but carry and sum. Double click on it to view the internals. Okay, this is how you can see. Next, coming to view technology schematic. Double click on it. So here if you observe, IBUF stands for input buffer, OBUF stands for output buffer, and LUT is nothing but lookup table. So see here, this is the schematic of full adder, and this is the equation for this. Coming to truth table, see here, this is the truth table format and K-map. Next, in order to write the ripple carry adder code, right click on this, new source, choose Verilog module. Now give the name for this. So I'm giving name as RCA ripple carry adder underscore 4-bit. So this is the name which I'm giving for this. Click on next, next and finish. Now here we have to write the code for ripple carry adder. See this particular diagram. So outputs are nothing but Cout, sum, and inputs are nothing but AB followed by Cin. Now let us declare it as it is. See here, output is nothing but Cout, inputs are sum, A, B, Cin. Okay, so Cout is output, sum is output, A, B, Cin are nothing but inputs. Next we have to declare port. So port declaration. So coming to port declaration, output is Cout. Next, output sum. So if you declare it like this, it will be treated as single bit, which is nothing but 1 bit size. But if you observe this figure, it contains S3, S2, S1 and S0. So this should be declared as vector format. So it should be declared like this, 3 down to 0. 3 down to 0 means sum of 3, sum of 2, sum of 1 and sum of 0. Next, coming to input. Input, again input is also of size 4-bit. So it should be declared as 3 down to 0. 3 down to 0, A, comma, B. Done. Next, coming to input, which is Cin, which is of size 1-bit. Okay, this is a way of writing. Next, what I'll do is I'll instantiate. So I'm going for the concept called as instantiation. So I'm instancing it. See here. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to call the particular full adder. So this full adder should be called by using a name FA0. This is FA1, FA2 and FA3. So what I'm doing is I'm going back to my full adder code and I'm copying this first line, copy, going back to ripple carry adder. Now here I'm pasting them. See here, I'll paste them 4 times. Why? Because I'm using 4 full adders. So here this first full adder, I'm giving name for this as FA0. And for second one, I'm giving name as FA1. And for this it is FA2. And the name for this is FA3. Done. Now concentrate on each and every adder. So coming to first FA0, check the output. So the output for FA0 is S of 0, or else you can write it as sum of 0. Next, A0, B0 and Cin are nothing but input. C0 is again output. So the same style I'll try to follow. See here. First is nothing but carry. So what is carry here? So initially carry is C0. Okay. So better I'll try to write it like this. I'll write here as C0. Next, it is S of 0. So as I've declared it as sum, so better I'll write as sum of 0. So here it is sum of 0. Next, coming to inputs, it is A0, B0 and Cin. So A0, This is B0 and this is Cin. So done with FA0. Next, go to FA1. So coming to FA1, output is C1. So initially carry is C1. So this is C1. Next, sum. Here sum is S of 1, which is nothing but sum 1. So this is sum 1. Check the inputs. So inputs are nothing but A1, B1, C0. So A1, this is B1 followed by C0. So C0. Next, similarly go over full adder FA2. So coming to FA2, output is C2 and S2, which is nothing but sum 2. So I'm writing it like this. So initially carry is C2. C2 and sum is nothing but S2 and coming back to inputs. So here inputs, if you observe, it is A2, B2 and C1. So A2, B2 and here it is C1. Done. Next coming to FA3. The FA3 contains output as Cout and S3. So it is Cout. And this is sum 3. Now check the inputs. So inputs here are A3, B3 and C2. A3, B3 and C2. Save it. This is how you have to write the code for ripple carry adder 4-bit. Let us synthesize this and let us see if there are any errors. So we'll get one error. I'll try to show you. See it here. So click on ripple carry adder 4-bit under design window. Click on synthesis. See this warnings, errors, and this is about console window. So here it is not showing the error. Actually, you have to get the error like this. So here, if you observe C0, C1, C2, I have not declared them here. If you observe, suppose if it is not showing here, you will get error during the time of simulation. So you should not make this kind of mistakes. So here you have to declare wire C0, C1 and C2. Now let us synthesize. See, synthesis completed successfully. No errors and warnings are there. So in order to view the RTL schematic, double click on this. Okay. See ripple carry adder 4-bit, which contains inputs as A, B, Cin. So here A and B are of size 4-bit. That's why it is 3 down to 0. And sum is nothing but it is a 4-bit output. That's why it is 3 down to 0. And one carry, which is Cout. Double click to view the internals. So I've instantiated this by using a concept of full adder. So double click on this full adder also to view the internals. So if you observe, full adder contains 2 XOR gates, 2 AND gates and an OR gate. So you can double click in order to view the internals of XOR gates also like this. Now you can also view the technology schematic. So to do that, click on view technology schematic. Okay. Double click to view the internals. So this is the technology schematic. IBUF stands for input buffer, OBUF stands for output buffer, and LUT is nothing but lookup table. Done. Now let us write the test bench for it and test whether it is working fine or not. So in order to do that, right click, new source, Verilog text fixture, file name is ripple carry adder underscore 4-bit underscore TB. TB stands for test bench. Click on next. So here, if you observe, you need to select either RCA or else full adder. So as I'm writing the Verilog code for ripple carry adder, so here you have to choose ripple carry adder and click next. Finish. So here you have to give the test vector. See here module, this is the name of the module, and in test bench inputs are treated as registers, outputs are treated as wires, and this is the UUT, unit under test. It means I'm writing the code for ripple carry adder which is of size 4-bit. Next, initial begin, and here you have to give, so this is a portion where you have to give your test vectors. So initially if you observe A, B, Cin are initialized to 0 Now I'm changing the values. So here hash 100 indicates after 100 nanoseconds of delay. Now I'm writing it like this. A is equal to complement of A, means for every 100 nanoseconds this A value will get complemented. Means if initially at 0th nanosecond of time, if A value is 0, after 100 nanoseconds this A value will change to 1. This is the meaning of it. Next, again same thing, hash 100 B is equal to complement B. Next, after 100 nanoseconds of delay, Cin will change to complement of Cin. Save it. And in order to view the result in console window, add a dollar monitor statement. If you don't know about this, watch my previous videos. So dollar monitor, next dollar time. So I want to monitor the values of Cout, sum, A, B, Cin. So I'll give it like this. Cout is equal to percentile B. Next one is sum is equal to percentile B. Next I want to monitor A. So it is A is equal to percentile B. B is equal to percentile B. Cn is equal to percentile B. So in this order only you'll be able to see the output. So first one is Cout. Next is sum. Again A, B, Cin. Save it. Now in design window, click on simulation. Choose your ripple carry adder 4-bit. Elaborate ISIM simulator. Double click on behavioral check syntax. So no errors are there. Double click on simulate behavioral model. So I got some waveform. So let us see whether it is right or wrong. So if you observe here, better I'll try to arrange them. So I'll put Cout at the dawn followed by sum. Now observe here, at this particular interval of time, A value, B values are 0, 0, Cin value is 0. And if you try to add A, B, C, I got output as 0 and Cout as 0, correct. Next, at this particular interval of time, so A is input which is of size 4-bit, so it is all ones, and B is 0, 0, 0, 0, Cin is 0. If you try to add them, I should get answer as 1, 1, 1, 1. So I got the answer. Next, see here, A is all ones, B is all ones, Cin is 1, and I am getting output as C output as 1 and sum as 1s. So let us see whether this is right or wrong. So what I am doing is, so here value of A is all ones. Similarly, value of B is also all ones. And initially Cin value. So initially C input value is 1. So initially Cin value is 1. Okay, this is Cin. Now try to add them. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is nothing but 3. To represent 3 it is 1 1. So carry is 1, sum is 1. Next, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is again 1 1. So carry is 1, sum is 1. Next, again 1 plus 1 plus 1, carry 1, sum is 1. Next, 1 plus 1 plus 1 will give carry as 1, sum as 1. Okay. So I should get sum as 4 ones and C output as 1. So here C output is 1 and this is sum. So let us see whether we got this particular result or not. See here, sum is all ones, C out is 1. So it is working fine. The same result you can view it here in the console window. So here 0, 100, 200 and 300 indicates simulation time. And see, this is the particular order which I have followed. Initially C out, after that sum, A, B, Cin. So what is the order that you are following in dollar monitor statement? In the same manner you can view it here in the console window. Okay, this is all about 4-bit ripple carry adder working followed by writing Verilog code and test bench. So if you really feel this particular channel is useful for you in learning Verilog, please try to share this particular channel. Thank you.